Welcome, everybody, to Survive the Walking Dead. We are going to be going through some adult themes. There's a chance of dismemberment. There's a chance of death, horror, gore, all those wonderful, wonderful things that we love. Today, as you can see, Angie has morphed into Brian, and Brian is a guest star for the next 2 sessions, while Angie is enjoying the rain in a tent in Cornwall. I think Brian's got the best end of the deal, even though death and dismemberment may come in. Okay. Shall we begin?
Would you please speak up? I can't hear you that well.
Well, yeah, band John, so I forget. It's 2 days have passed since the crazy goings on at the Walmart and the Lowe's, where Henry got bitten. He lost an ear. And these 2 days you have been healing and recovering, and also keeping an eye on Henry just to make sure that he doesn't turn. Fortunately, the amputation of what was left of his ear and the timely intervention from Doris seems to have saved you all from him turning into the Walking Dead. Okay. Jonah, do you have anything you want to talk to us about today? Tell us, what's going on in your mind?
Camera to Jonah, talking quietly to himself. You notice actually he's praying. Lord, grant me the strength to endure this trial and protect those who remain. I never thought I'd find myself in this place, so far from home, surrounded by such despair. But here I am, Roanoke, city turned graveyard, clinging to a few fragments of faith in humanity that still flicker in this darkness. My family, God, my family. I think of them every day. Moira and James, my parents. Are they safe? Are they alive? Do they think of me? Pray for me as I do for them? And Sarah, sweet Sarah, my heart aches with the uncertainty of her fate. She was always the strong one, the light in our lives. Her laughter would chase away the darkest clouds. Are you still laughing, Sarah? Are you safe? Every moment I'm not searching for survivors or scavenging for supplies, my mind drifts back to Massachusetts, to the home we built together, the love we shared. I see all your faces, your voices in the silence of those abandoned streets. I wish I could be there with you, protecting you, holding you close, but I'm here far from you all, and I must trust in God's plan, however cruel it seems. And then there's Father Michael O'Brien, my mentor, my guide. He taught me so much, showed me what it means to be a true shepherd to the flock. Where are you now, Father? Have you found safety? Or are you out there in the thick of it, still ministering to the lost and the frightened? Your words of wisdom and your unwavering faith are what I cling to in these bleak moments. I struggle with doubt, with fear, with the weight of helplessness. I also find solace in the small miracles, the fleeting moments of grace, the kindness of strangers, the resilience of the human spirit. These too are signs of your presence, Lord, in this forsaken world. I will continue to pray, to fight, to hope for my family, for Father Michael, for everyone still out there, still surviving. We are tested, yes, but we are not forsaken. Our faith is our anchor. Our love is our shield. Guide me, Lord, and let me be a beacon for others in this time of darkness. In your name, I will not falter, Father. Amen.
Thank you. Before we return to Zeev, Lilibeth, Henry, Jonah, our story switches a little bit back in time. It's the lawn of the White House in Washington, D.C. Several Marine helicopters are on the lawn. Marine One there, waiting for the president to be evacuated. The Secret Service running all over. Dr. Wesley, you are escorted by a Secret Service agent. You've just left the White House. You can see a Marine Corps helicopter there. You can see fires in the distance. See, the door is open, the rotors are going, and you're lumped on board a backpack of equipment for you. You can see the pilot turns round. Hey there, Doc. I'm Captain Bob Marshall, U.S. Marine Corps. I'm your pilot. We're going to get you down to Atlanta. It's about a 4-hour flight. Hold on, it's going to be rough. And you grab hold as the chopper takes off. You can see his co-pilot alongside him. Can't see the name badge on him. And as you see the chopper climbing, you can see attached to the dashboard of the chopper, you can see a small picture of a woman and a young girl. The chopper takes off. And as you look out, you see the chaos of Washington, D.C. It's late Thursday, the 10th of September, or maybe it's early on the 11th. You don't know. And you look around you and you see the chaos of Washington, D.C. Walkers out there. Military forces shooting the walkers, drawing more towards the White House. You glance to your right out the other window as you take off. You can see Marine One, President, just being loaded on. That takes off and goes in another direction. And your chopper flies out of Washington. About 10 minutes into your flight, you hear fast-moving military aircraft. 2 F-15 Eagles zoom past you, maybe a mile away. Under their wings, huge bombs. You know, this is the cleansing. Sunset Protocol. Destroying bridges and wiping out the dead from the urban centres. And as you fly, you hear huge explosions, fireballs from behind you as these jets drop their firebombs over DC. Your helicopter heads south out of DC. You can see Captain Marshall. You must be pretty shit hot, Doc, coming over the headset. You get a ride out of DC. We're going to be taking it easy. We're going to be avoiding the Appalachian Mountains. We're not going to be going too close to the south, and we're going to be avoiding a lot of the urban populations. Fucking hell out there. And I need to get hold of my daughter and my wife, so I hope this is fucking worth it. Atlanta, it's 4 hours away. What's going on, mate? But this is shit and crap. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Trust me, I've seen some shit.
Well, keep your mind on the job, soldier. You're right. This is very important, not just for me or you, but your family as well and everyone else. So if they matter to you, get us to Atlanta.
Yeah, Doc, you called me a soldier. I'm a fucking Marine. Hey, yeehaw! Simplify! And the goes on. You doze. The noise of the engine and the closeness of you. And I think what is most strange is as you're dozing, your eyes quickly open left and right, and you just see stars in the sky, but no planes flying over, although you do see some white lights and lights falling to the ground. You think back to your meeting with the president and the chief of staff and how it is important for you to get to Atlanta. You've got to meet someone there. Someone who knows a lot more about this than anyone else does. Dr. Jenner. She'll be the one. She's the one. You doze off. You're jarred awake. It's still dark outside. Feel the chopper rocking. Dark! Strap in! Strap in! And you can see the pilot seems to be struggling with the controls. You can smell aviation fuel. You can smell oil. Something wrong with the chopper, Doc. We're going to be going down. I've called in some support. I've got a squad of Marines coming to pick us up. Nothing bad's going to happen. I need to check it out. We're about 2 hours in. We're just outside of Roanoke. Don't worry. We'll get this thing working again and get some Marines coming in to help us. Then we'll get you back in the air and back to Atlanta. There's suddenly a pop from outside, and you see a spark and a puff of smoke in the darkness. The moonlight just lighting it up. And you feel the chopper lurch, and you feel it kind of going down. And you feel the sensation of dropping. Kind of holding on, strapped in tight. You're looking out. See cars on the freeway. Not sure what freeway it is. Then suddenly there's a clink as the chopper hits the ground. Your head bangs back, and blackness engulfs you. You don't know how long it is. You feel a slap on the side of your face. You can see this pilot, Captain Robert Bob Marshall. See him there in his Marine uniform. Chopper's on the ground. You see the darkness. You see the interstate. You see cars abandoned. Doc, wake up. Are you okay? Kind of starts checking you over. Any injuries?
No, I'm fine. I just banged my head. You set her down good. Where are we?
Oh, we're not too far outside of Roanoke. We're okay.
How's your co-pilot? I didn't catch their name.
George is fine. He's out at the moment with his rifle. He's guarding the perimeter. Look, you need to come out for a minute. We're going to check the engine, see how bad the damage is. But don't stay too far. You must know about these fucking psycho cannibals that come back to life and want to eat us. Well, we haven't seen any around here, but if they're attracted by noise, we might see something. I've got a squad of Marines on the way. We will get you out of here. We can get the chopper back up and running. Great. If not, we're going to get you out with the Marines.
Very well. Did you tell George not to shoot unless absolutely necessary?
Oh yeah. We got the calls. We only shoot absolutely necessary. The hardest thing is it's dark and we got no night vision gear. Just stay here. I got a Hummer on the way. He it's got the door open and he climbs out. And you can see he's landed the chopper fairly well. There's a bit of damage to the undercarriage, and you can see already he's got some of the engine panels open. You're sat, waiting. Can you please open your character sheet and make a little roll for me? I need you to make a scout roll. So if you go to character sheets, find scout, click it, it will bring up a little box, and just click the roll.
All right.
Nice. As you look around, you see a lot of abandoned cars. You do see some people and you see the city. It's got no lights on. Powers went out weeks ago. Certain areas have got power, certain areas haven't. And certain areas, from the briefing that you had at the White House, several cities and towns have a certain amount of safe zones. The safe zones were set up after martial law was declared. But the military are pulling out of all these safe zones. You kind of look at your watch. This morning was when they are pulling out. And you kind of look up and it must be 3, 4 a.m. Watch just whistles a little bit. Look, Doc, I'm not sure if we're going to get this going again. I'm going to work on it. And he kind of reaches past you and gets a tool. Have you got a gun? You know how to use it?
I was in the Navy, soldier. I know how to use a firearm. Is there one on the chopper?
You kind of reach in. You can see he's got a pistol in a holster. Yeah, he kind of pulls out a pistol. Clicks, there's a clip of ammunition there. Remember, don't shoot unless you have to. And only when you see the whites of their eyes.
Well, get this chopper working. I'll keep an eye out.
Doc. I'm working on it. The Marines are about half an hour out. Hopefully they won't get delayed, but they've got to get through this abandoned vehicles from when we close things down. Shit. You can just see that in his top pocket, you can see there is the photograph that's been hastily put in there. Sorry, you were going to say something.
So this is just me. You mentioned people, like on the highway that
Yes.
I could see.
You can see a couple of people on the highway.
Are they heading towards us?
They seem to be, yes. In
Okay, well,
a slow, ambling sort of fashion.
sure. I will keep a weather eye on them.
Okay.
But noticing the picture in his pocket and knowing, although, such things have little meaning to me, but I know that sometimes it can be helpful for people to ease their minds. I asked Bob, where are they at? Your wife and daughter?
Oh. They're at home, Doc. He kind of stops. He's not noticed any people. Kind of pulls out the picture. That's my wife, Abigail. And that's my little girl. That's Melissa. They are just wonderful. I gotta get. I mean, I'm doing my duty, but I know they're safe. They're in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, to be certain. That's where we come from. I'll get back to them when my duty's done. I spoke to them about a week ago. I know they're fine. They're in one of the military bases there. They'll be good. But it kind of just holds the picture a second, as if gaining strength from it. Kind of puts it back in his pocket. I gotta get back on. He picks up the tools and turns. Just let me know if you see anything.
Well, we do have a couple of people walking up, but I'm not sure yet. I'm keeping an eye on them.
Idiot. You got any idea what this is? He kind of starts looking around. Which way?
I motion to him which direction. I see the people walking, ambling towards us.
George. That way. He kind of heads around towards the back of the helicopter near the rotor blade. And he's got his assault rifle just aiming up. Okay. I'm going to give this a go. George! Mind your head, mate.
Mind
Rotor's starting up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Calm down. Calm down. You can see he gets back into the cockpit. Keep your head down, Doc. I think the rotors are okay, but they never know. They may just blow off. See, George. Hey, Doc. I got some. And they're coming closer to us. I can see them. He's got his gun aimed. I can't make out what they look like. You can see Bob is now in the cockpit and he starting the chopper up.
Right.
You can hear a vehicle, heavy diesel engine. And from the other way, you can see huge Marine Corps Hummer weaving in and out of the roads. Stop. Yeah, Doc. They see Bob. Doc! Marines! They're here to protect us!
Good.
And as you see the Marines pull up, you see George comes backing towards you. Doc, I think these aren't good guys. And looking to your left, to the rear, you can see those ambling forms coming towards you. You can see some of them bloodied faces, bloodied teeth. Definitely infected. Active,
quit trying.
infected.
Bob, quit trying the engine. Get out. Let's get in the Hummer. Let's go.
And it's the engine thing. Yeah, okay. And you can see the Marines in the Hummer kind of pull up. You can see start walking out in the Hummer, kind of running, getting in position. You can see one brings up a weapon and starts firing, shoots at one of the walkers coming towards you. Gunshot rings out loudly. You know that from the research that you've seen and the files you've had access to, sounds bring more. The Marines start spreading out, some starting to make their way towards you. You can see Josh. Doc, should I fire? Bob, what'd I do? You gotta defend this man. You gotta get this man to Atlanta.
We need to get to the Hummer now.
He starts moving over. Doc, right behind me. And you start moving towards the Hummer. It may be 30 meters away. And as you look towards him, you can see the far side of the highway. More of these walkers coming up. More coming from behind. And as you look around, there seems to be 20, 30, 40 of them. Huge amounts. You kind of remember back to your last conversation with Dr. Jenner. Candice Jenner. She told you that there's a slight herd mentality to some of these reanimated individuals. And you kind of think back. And it was April when the CDC identified this wildfire virus. It's now September. The world has gone to hell. More gunshots go off as the Marines start engaging. You look, and there's more on the roadside of these walkers. You can see one of the Marines is jumped on by two of these creatures. You can see Bob pulls out his pistol and kind of checks the thing. Kind of pulls off his flight helicopter helmet. You see that picture hanging out of his shirt. I think there's too many, Doc. Kind of looks around. You're going to have to get out. You're going to have to go. Shit. He kind of looks to the fire. He looks to the other side. My job is to make sure you're safe. He points to the other side of the chopper. There's trees over there. Kind of looks. I can't see anything over there. Get into the trees. I'll get the chopper going. Those guys are fucked. And he kind of grabs hold of you. Front of the chopper. Grab your bag. Go. Full hill, heads the fan. Go. That's my job, to protect you. Kind of pushes you around the front of the chopper. Keep that gun safe. You can see George at the covering you starts firing at the walkers. More walkers are starting to come towards him. You see Bob, as you're running away from the chopper, kind of climbs in. You see starts the engine. The top rotor's going, the rear rotor's going. See, just as you're going, you see George swarmed by these walkers. You see one of them bites into him. Blood gouges out. See, he steps back, kind of turns slightly. And he just runs towards the rear rotor that is going, and you see his just head just explodes in, and body just kind of falls to the ground as the bites are there, and the walkers come past. So you can see Bob turns his pistol, fires. He backs up to the pilot's side door. You can see Marines being overrun. Chaos, gunfire, rotor still going, and the engine just sparks and more smoke comes out. And as you just get to the tree line, I'm going to need you to make a stealth roll for me, please. As you get to the tree line.
Yep. Ooh.
It's fine. You conceal yourself as best you can. You hear the engine not explode, but puffs of smoke and sparks and gunfire going off. You can see the Marines being overrun. You can see 6 Marines have gone from the roadside heading towards the chopper to protect, but they're kind of like swarmed. You can see Bob back against the chopper, and he's firing. He sees Marines go down, being bitten and eaten alive by these walkers. See, he just kind of takes a moment, turns and fires at one of the Marines that's being eaten, putting him out of his misery. Gunshot wound to the head. Skull explodes open. And you see he turns and starts firing at the next one. Shoots at one of the walkers near him, and he again then turns and fires at another Marine that's being consumed. He kind of backs, and he doesn't notice. You can only just see this through what the helicopter, the moonlight is just giving a bit of vision and a bit of light there. And you can see a walker on the ground, just crawling towards Bob, starts chunking his leg. You hear Bob crying out as one of the walkers bites him. He misses the one. He shoots a couple of Marines. No! And you can see mobs coming in. It's just so the camera shows him pulling out the picture. No, not this way. Puts the gun to his head. You can see through that failed stealth roll, several walkers heading your way. You can see the Marines down. Helicopter smarking and smoking. Rotors now coming to a stop. And all you hear is of the walkers. You grab your bag. Put the gun in your pocket. And head into the woods. Away from the scene of chaos. It's Captain Bob Marshall, the United States Marine Corps, passes silently away. Back to the present time. As we leave Dr. Wessler there. Back at the Haven. Lilibeth. You're stood there. You can see Jacob and Bobby stood in front of you. They've got some backpacks with some supplies in. They've got Jacob's got his big hammer. You know, Doris is already down at the vehicle, getting ready to go out. They're going on a supply run. They're heading for a small town east of Roanoke. It's going to take them maybe a day to get there. They're going to scavenge around. Doris is aware of a couple of private medical clinics. Small town. Might be a lot easier to get some supplies.
Bedford?
And there's also a wood yard there that Kristen pointed out, so they can get some posts and some supplies to build up the defences for the haven. It's been a strange day, effectively. You spent a bit of time with Madeline and Bobby, and you spent a bit of time with Jacob as well. You showed him the picture that you'd done, and he's holding it in front of you. And just so everyone can see, and so the audience can see, he's holding this picture. Elizabeth, look, this is... You gave it to me last night, and I still can't believe it. Thank you. See, Bobby pipes up. I didn't think she was that good, Dad, but that's pretty cool.
You don't know what taste is. Shush. It was. I just thought, with everything going on, I just needed something.
Okay. I think it's a wonderful thing you've done, and I'm really pleased you did it for me. It does help. And he just kind of reaches his hand out and puts it on your shoulder. It really helps. Now, Tyrone, Doris, Kristen, myself, and Bobby, we're going to go and get these medical supplies. I don't know why Kristen's come out along, but Doris insisted. We will be back. I want you to listen to Z. Don't get into trouble. Yeah. Keep an eye on Henry as well. Make sure he doesn't bite anybody.
Oh.
Getting a big package here.
No, I'll keep an eye on him. I'll first sign of trouble. I know what.
Yeah.
Watch him when he's got the monkeys.
I think Z's on about going down to the lake. We found those fishing poles you and Bobby found. Once we know that the lake is safe, we can go fishing. Yeah? We can get some food in. We can help everyone. And when we get back with these supplies, we'll have some medicine, some extra supplies, some bandages. Maybe we won't get anyone bit again. But we can also protect this place. We'll get some posts, some fencing. That low store was just that whole area was crawling with the dead. This will be quieter. We'll be safe.
Yeah.
Okay? We'll be safe. You're muted, Tony. I can't hear you. That's better.
There we go.
I can hear you now. Yay!
Weird. But yeah, me and Bobby, like we're here to learn. We're gonna do everything we can. Get us, show us where everything is. We'll do right by you. We know we are the future.
Listen.
We keep you safe. Yeah.
Listen to Z. Don't let Henry lead you astray. And if he goes near any beer, you let Father Jonah know.
Beer?
What's wrong with beer?
Well, that's how he got his ear bitten off. He went for beer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So like the actual beer's not bad.
We
but,
need things to help us survive. Trust me, we don't need you near alcohol. It keeps you unfocused. Okay? And
Okay.
if you need anything answered, you can see Father Jonah just off to one side. He's knelt down in almost a prayer to himself. He's a good... For a priest, he's a good man. Okay. Easy. You come up towards the others. You've spent the last day almost constantly keeping an eye on Henry, making sure he doesn't turn. But he's not developed any sort of fever, doesn't seem to have any sort of infection. You think he's okay. See, Jacob turns to you. I'll keep Doris out of trouble as much as I can do. You know what she's like.
And just remember, try to get a funnel for old Picasso over there so you can hear better.
Yeah, we'll get him an ear trumpet. I'm sure we can find one. Look, I need you to look after Lilibeth for me. Okay? Just like you looked after me when we were in that store.
Look, the children are our future. You can count on me. The children's our priority number one.
I'll keep an eye on Christopher.
It's breaking born.
I don't know why Doris insisted she go along. She's not a young woman, no offense. But Doris insisted. I'll keep an eye on them both.
I think she just wants to keep her comfortable. I mean, she was the first person that she's met in a long time, and then to drop her off in a bunch of strangers. I mean,
I know.
I trust she knows what she's doing.
This is Doris. She's done some very strange things since we've known her.
Yeah, but she's
she's
always been Mother Hen.
A helpful person. Yeah, I know. She nags the kids like they're her own. If she does, she's a bit freaking boring, Dad. Bobby, cut it out. Sorry.
She nags some of the adults just as much.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep them both out of trouble. And hopefully we'll have some stories to tell when we get back. Because we will be coming back.
Good stories.
Right.
Good
Bobby,
hunting.
you take care. Check out that lake house. Make sure it's safe. If it's safe, we can get down and get some fishing done. Maybe set up some nets. I don't know. Maybe you'll find something useful down there. Okay, kind of turns. Gives you a hug, Lilibeth. Stay safe, girl.
Yeah, just like a side hug and pat the back, like.
Yeah. He probably kind of looks at, I'm not going to hug you, okay? Is that okay? You don't want me to hug you, do you?
Nobody was asking.
Well, I'm just checking.
Just
I was just checking.
don't get hurt like an idiot. All right.
I won't go running off. It's okay.
I was like,
He winks at you.
You got that? Did he ever show me what he got? Like.
No, he didn't.
No, I just whisper like, if you got it, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Then.
Oh, I got it. Don't worry. I got it. Just what I need. You see, he's got a shoulder satchel type thing. He smiles. See you in a couple of days when we get back.
All right. See you then.
You see, Jacob turns to you. See, I figure it's going to take us about a day to get there. We'll have a day scavenging and a day back, so we should be back Monday. We've got the frequency for the radio. Lilibeth is going to keep in contact with Angela while Doris is away. We'll check in if we get a radio, if we get in trouble or anything. We'll find some way to let you know. Hopefully, it's just going to be a nice, easy run. I mean, we have Doris, we have Tyrone and his rifle. What more could go wrong? See Bobby running down towards the
Last
car.
words.
Now you got to go. Kind of holds out his hand, shakes your hand. I'll catch you when we get back. Father, you take it easy. Henry, stay off the beer.
I'll be with you.
What?
Kind of goes down, sidles down the stairs and heads down towards where the car's parked, a little bit down the hill. And you just hear in the distance the car driving off, leaving your only vehicle, Henry's pizza delivery vehicle, if you need it. So if you need to escape, you're going to be a little light on space, but, you know, at least the car smells of pizza.
Can fit in, it's fine.
Okay. The others leave, heading away on their little trip. Tyrone scouted out a lake house, not too far away, down on the waterside. And if you just have a look at your map, basically your haven is on the edge of the Carvin's Cove Reservoir. You're a little bit away from the coast of the lake. Yeah, on that cove. You're on the right side of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are about there, yes. There are a lot of lakeside properties there, holiday homes. Before the collapse of mankind, there was a lot of people that spent their weekends on the reservoir boating, fishing. There's mountains north and south of you, where people used to go hiking, mountain biking, trailing. And a lot of recreational activities occurred outside of Roanoke. Tyrone was out looking around, patrolling, scouting. Okay, ignore that. Damn, hitting the wrong button. And he found this lakeside lake house. A garage. Said there was a deck with a jacuzzi, and there was a wharf and a boathouse. But he never managed to get down to check it out. And that is where you are going. You're taking Henry, Jonah, Lilibeth, Madeline, and you're leaving a couple here to keep an eye on the haven. You're going to be hiking it down, so you've got some backpacks in case you find anything. You know that all members are armed. One thing you found was some weapons. So you pack up and you start heading out through the forests. You know it's going to take maybe 40 minutes to get down to the destination, staying off the trails, trying to be as quiet as you can with a bunch of city lovers, a priest, a pizza delivery boy, and a teenager or two. You can see Lilibeth. Madeline is there. Is he not going to find anything good down here?
I mean, we hope so, I guess. I don't really know. I just kind of have to go with it right now.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they'll be dead soon. I won't worry about it. They're old. No offense to your dad or anything, but
He's
I think you got it right. But with a future. Maybe we can pick up some good stuff.
We'll see what we can find. At the end of the day, they know what they're doing a bit more.
What do you know about the priest? He was bent down, praying. I've never been much for religion.
I don't really know much. He does that quite often. He just be careful. He does try and stop you from doing things. Like he started stopping me from going rescuing Chunk. Just be careful.
But if there was a god, why would he have done this? Used to be you died. And you died.
Yeah, now.
You die and you're monsters. I don't know. Just freaks me out.
Some people are already monsters, to be fair, but maybe that's the whole point. Showing everybody what they are.
Yeah, my brother's a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad egg. Bad egg.
Where's your brother now?
Not close. I had to get away from him. Excuse me. I needed to get away from him. Don't worry about it. Maybe I'll tell you about it someday. We better keep up, otherwise they're going to shout us for lagging behind. I don't know.
Catch up in no time, it'd be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Henry and Jonah, you're slightly behind.
Yeah.
Z, who's on the lead, and the kids are catching up a little bit now. They lagged a little bit behind. But your look back at them urged them to get a little bit closer. You haven't really had a chance to talk to Henry since the incident with the keg of beer. It's quiet. Seems like this is a good time to chat.
Well, I'll walk on the right side of him for a start. Which side did he lose?
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
Was it his right ear he lost? So I'll walk on his left side.
No, it was. It's my.
It was
My left ear, that's all.
It was his left ear. I'll walk on his right side then. How are you feeling, Henry?
Bit out of balance.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. How's the pain?
Became a little bit less halfway yesterday.
You're
Still
lucky,
there.
man. You're lucky you're not one of them, I think, Henry. I don't know exactly how this works, but yeah,
No
I
one
think you're
does.
very lucky not. Yeah, I think you're very lucky not to be one of them. I think losing your ear might have been what saved your life.
No shit.
I'm sorry. Sorry it had to happen that way. It's left its own kind of scar on me, my friend. Something I won't ever forget. I'm just glad you're still with us. Be more careful in future, my friend, please.
Z, could you make a scouting roll for me, please?
I certainly can. It's about right.
You are, marching your way through the forest. You notice that the kids were lagging a bit behind. You kind of turn back towards them, and you can see they start catching up. Seems that Jonah looked at them at the same time. Must be some adult thing when dealing with teenage kids. You kind of look back to where you were going, Suddenly there's a small clearing. You can see a tent. You can see around the tent there is some wooden stakes in the ground. Seems to be a wire and some tin cans attached to it. You didn't notice this as you were coming up. You must have walked past something. Dr. Wesley. It's fairly early in the morning. You set up your camp last night. You've been wandering the wilderness. Yes, you had a tent. You had a cook stove. You got a gun. But you didn't have a compass. Despite your time in the Navy, this past 2 weeks, most of the nights have been overcast and cloudy. Only since the helicopter crash. And the moon hasn't been out much since then. You don't know where you're going, but you figure there must be some way of avoiding Roanoke and getting some vehicle or something and making your own way, or finding someone to get you down to Atlanta. You basically just kind of wake up and you're kind of just climbing out of your tent. You know that you've got a stake and wire set up with some tin cans that rattle if any of the dead walk through you. A good defense mechanism, and it's helped you. You know you've only got one bullet left in the gun. You've had to use the gun several times over the past 2 weeks. As you kind of pull your tent open, small little 2-man survival tent, you kind of put your head out and you look behind you, and you can see a man stood there. He's got a bearing of military, although his clothes are a bit more hippie-like. He's got a military assault weapon, and he seems startled to see you.
What a coincidence. I also have a military assault rifle.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was that?
I also have a military assault rifle.
Dr. Wesley, do you want to describe yourself as you see a stranger not too far away from you? His gun's not aimed at you, it's shouldered.
Well, I'm an older gentleman. Probably not quite as trimmed beard and mustache now, but graying to white. Also, a somewhat military stature. Definitely wary. I raise my hand. Well, actually, I'd raise my left hand, but I'd have my right hand on my pistol. That is just tucked into my waistline. And I'm wearing what remains of what would have been kind of a casual, not casual, but like business casual kind of suit kind of situation. I don't really haven't had a chance to get any more rugged gear. I'll say about 6 foot. Yeah, I'll give myself an extra few inches. And yeah, that's so you see me raise my left hand and just kind of give a short, curt wave, watching you, one hand down at my waist.
I will also raise my left hand, muttering under my breath.
If I see him.
Yeah, the rest of you kind of bump into Z as he stopped.
I'll be kind of turning around and kind of shush, but I'll raise my left hand again as well. I want to mimic what he's doing to show that I'm sentient. I'm going to mutter under my breath, thank God it's not another fucking teenager at least. And I kind of just make a, like, you know, and under my breath, can we approach? I don't want to talk too loud.
But with this awkward silence as you both stand looking at each other, it's about time for our first break.
Oh.
You are stood looking at each other. Can everyone make a scout roll, please?
Everyone.
Oh, surely, if I can find
All
it.
of you, yes.
Even me?
Even you.
And of course, I messed up.
That's a...
It's because the scout is also based on sound, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. First of all,
Did we all fail?
Did you guys forget to zero out your stress? Maybe.
Yeah, my fault. I didn't.
No.
No, I didn't. I mean, I did, yes.
did.
All right.
I did,
I'm zeroing it now, and I'll let you re-roll it again.
Okay.
I'll take,
Henry's got no stress.
I'll take my fail because I had no stress.
Yes, I
Right.
don't.
Me too. I did mine as well.
I roll again with my stress off.
Good one.
Still feels.
Yay.
Oh, no, I failed. Oh.
You didn't fail. You
What is
just
it?
didn't succeed. There's a big difference.
Well, not succeeding is the same as failing.
I thought 6.
It's a binary
Anybody,
concept.
anybody want to push?
Hang on. Before you push, we have an NPC here. Let's have Madeline roll.
Oh, nice.
Well, did my ear come back to life and followed us? Because the ear was bitten.
Madeline failed as well.
Also failed.
Okay.
Jeez.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Just double checking. I am just supposed to press on the scout button and that's it, right? I don't press wits and then scout.
No, that's it. No, just the scout button. It takes it all into account. Okay.
Double checking.
We're going to have our good doctor as a number 1.
Huh?
Z as number 2. Lilibeth number 3. We're going to have Jonah as number 4. Henry as number 5. And Madeline
And
as number
Henry is number 6.
No. I'm number 5.
That was a 6.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh. Oh, dear.
Oh no.
Brian gets what he wanted these whole, past weeks.
Yeah, but it's not a
careful what
player.
you
It's an
wish
NPC. Come on. Okay, right.
Brian wants a PC death. That's why he wanted to join the game so he could kill one of us.
Yeah, but I rolled a 6. Okay.
I was invited, I'll have you know.
You're
Invited to kill a player. I mean, right.
Wow.
Okay.
Show us your other sleeve. There might be a monkey up that one as well.
You are all quite focused on staring each other down, waving your hands in peace,
Oh, I'm not waving.
and you hear from Madeline. And as you all turn, you can see a walker that seemed to have come out of the forest.
Oh.
This walker, it's got no nose. Eye socket is all bitten and exposed. You can see what's left of the cartilage and the bone of this creature. You can see t-shirt ripped open, several scars and bites on the chest and the torso. And this walker is maybe a foot away from all of you, close to Madeline. and by association, Lilibeth, who was walking next to her and with her.
Oh, Lord.
Lilibeth,
Yeah.
you hear Madeline scream, and I am going to let you try and save her if you want to.
Yes, I think the first instinct is just to yank further away, just to move away rather than trying to
Okay.
near the-
Yeah. Okay.
we don't go near biters. So we just
Okay. In that case, I am going to ask you to make a mobility roll, please.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
You are mobile.
Very
Right.
nice. Very,
You are-
very nice. Oh,
Brought awake and alert by this scream. You see this walker, you grab hold, you don't know where this comes from, but you grab hold of Madeline, pull her away. The walker comes stumbling forward, and as it was reaching forward, you've pushed her out of the way, and this walker slams face down onto the dirt, and you hear as a piece of root pierces through the skull.
Yep.
I want you all to take 1 point of stress
Oh.
Okay.
because there has been
Just
a
cleared my
walker attack.
stress.
Yeah.
You've just cleared your
just
stress.
cleared it. Plus one.
And you can see as you grab hold of Madeline and Z, you're suddenly, been focusing at the gentleman in front of you, and suddenly this walker came out of absolutely nowhere. And you saw Lilibeth somehow grab Madeline and pull her out of the way. The walker lunged for Madeline to bite and seemed to end up on the ground, and his head kind of impacted into a branch piercing the skull. What are you all doing? Very good roll.
Yeah, sorry, didn't hear the one.
I'm going to try.
Well, if
think
no one
Madeline-
is opposed, I would like to narrate what I'm doing first.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
As soon as she screams, I look at whoever I think might be in charge, the first person who waved at me, which was, I believe, Zev.
Yep.
And I'm like, and I make a military motion for we have to go. And I leave the tent and the stakes with the tin cans. I grab
Okay.
whatever pack I still have.
Okay.
That I assume I keep ready to go, and
Yep.
and I step over the lines, and I start moving into the woods away from where she screamed.
Okay. Z, Henry, and Henry, you're probably the closest one to Madeline and Lilibeth next, with Jonah quite close. With Z was still a little bit in front. What are you doing when you see this?
I grab my rifle and hold it at the ready and walk in front of the two
Okay.
and make sure that they stay behind me, and I'll keep looking around but walking backwards with them behind me.
Okay. Jonah, what are you doing? What was your first reaction to this?
Well, the first reaction was to get between the children and the Walking Dead, but it seems like Henry's just already done that. He's just stepped in front of me, hasn't he?
Yes.
I'm going to turn round, just sort of facing the opposite way from the other guys, just to make sure there's nothing coming from the other side. And I've got a shotgun strapped over my back. I'm going to do it in the position and just be looking, and I'm just watching the other from behind.
Okay. Z,
Well, I
You
think
hear this, and you see this stranger give you the indication with a military signal that you need to go. And he starts grabbing his stuff and heading.
And while he's doing that, maybe I'm noticing a bit more about the tent because, I imagine that person might have had a little bit of a Johnny Depp look. And I'm now understanding that there isn't maybe somebody else inside the tent named Angie, perhaps. So I'm going to grab the rifle, but I'm going to rush the walker. And before anybody has a chance... Well, he said beard and mustache, but okay, very well. Okay, so not Johnny Depp looking like a lol. And I'm going to kind of take the butt of my rifle and try to smash it into the melon of the walker if I see it. I don't want anybody firing yet, so I'm going to try to rush there.
Okay.
I'll even sacrifice carefulness for this. They're near the teenagers. I made a promise to Jacob.
You see that, this walker was lunging at Madeline, and it basically lunged at her and lost footing, went down, and its head smashed through a tree root because you are in a forest here, and it basically impaled itself. So you heard the head squelch, and it's not moving.
Oh, okay.
At this point now, you see that the good stranger has grabbed his backpack and has stepped over the warning light, the warning line. Now, you can all make another scout roll if you want. Okay. As you now stop, look, and listen. Dr. Wesley, you don't have to if you're not interested.
Somebody's rolled a peach there.
That's Henry.
Oh. Wow.
Is that, yeah, show shit, Henry.
Yeah, I'm too busy grabbing my stuff.
You're grabbing your stuff, but as you're grabbing, you can't see any more apparent threats around you. But your reaction is to flee because of what you've seen, what you know, and the fact that this thing just came out. And if they hadn't have been there, that thing may have walked down into your camp. And even though you've got the alarm there's every chance that it could have been you that it was trying to munch on rather than one of the teenage girls that was with the group. Oh, Henry, as you are there protecting Madeline and Lilibeth, your eyes are quite good. Your hearing may be shitty, but your eyes are there.
Only
and
half.
You're kind of scooting around and looking, and there's definitely no more. It definitely seems to be just a one-off random attack. Okay.
I think I'm going to look at the newcomer and say, no time for introductions now. We're heading out. If you want to join us, safety in numbers, you're welcome to.
We're not very close to each other, right? You'd pretty much have to shout that at me.
Oh no, okay, you didn't approach. I thought you put your bag on.
You don't need to shout. You're not a long way away. It's kind of, they stumbled out of the trees into the clearing. Your tent was in the center of the clearing.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't moving towards them. I was moving in the away from the sound.
Yeah, in the direction that they were going to.
Oh, your military thing was get away from there and leave these people, not go help out.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to shout anything, but my intention is get away from the source of the noise.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, okay, I misread that one.
It's been a long time since you were in the army, Z. Come on.
I like you even better now.
Okay, so yeah, you grabbed your stuff and kind of stepped over your alarm, and they haven't seemed to have moved, and one of them seems quite relaxed as they are scanning where this creature came from. That's the young lad with the shotgun. Are you stopping or continuing on? Dr. Wesley, are you
Wait.
stopping or continuing?
It was for me.
Yes.
I mean, I'll look back over my shoulder, but I'm continuing to move.
Okay, so you are now at the edge of the clearing,
Yeah.
and no more walkers have come through them.
Well, if he's walking away, I'm going to say we're going to continue on our original mission, and we don't need another mouth to feed if he's not,
He's moving
introducing
in the
himself.
direction that you are going to anyway.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll follow through. We'll see where our paths come out. It seems to me like he wants things to be more quiet than not, and so he may be walking away from us because we're a bigger group that makes more noise. But I'll respect that.
You got kids.
Yeah, and I will respect that. So we'll move. I'll keep the distance. Unless he's holding back and waiting for us to come in, I'll respectfully keep the distance, knowing that there was a walking dead here. I will kind of tell everybody to take precautions now to keep quiet.
When I get to the tree line, I will hold and see what they're doing, because I'm not opposed to traveling with a group, but we need to get away from that source of noise, which I will explain once they're close enough for me to have a quiet conversation.
Well, you say you move down through his campsite, and you can see he's left this. So actually, it's a great. And again, I clicked the bloody keyboard. Ignore that. Macros. So yeah, you can see the little setup he's got of the tin cans that make noise as a warning if anything shambles into them is a really good idea. You might be able to do something like that in the Haven. Gives you a good idea for a potential project. Mm-hmm. But yes, you kind of all step over and no more dead come, and you kind of get to the edge of the clearing into the trees, and you're all now in a closer point of talking.
Hey, I'm Zev. What's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan. How long?
What are you all doing?
He just grabs you, Lilibeth, and just hugs you. Thank you. As the adults are talking.
Okay. I'll give her a hug and just reassure her.
So I'm still kind of keeping an eye on the clearing because I don't necessarily want to leave behind useful materials.
Yep.
Well, that's it.
And since Zev is the first one to have spoken to me, I say, let's give it a minute. If no more walkers come out of the trees, I'm going to go back and grab my things.
It looks safe.
It's a nice setup you have there. How long have you been here in this area?
A few weeks. I'm trying to find my way. It's been difficult to navigate.
A few weeks, and there's been no walkers here? This is a great place.
Oh,
where
no.
Where are you trying to go to?
There have been walkers.
Oh.
I've been on my own for a few weeks. I haven't been at this location for a few weeks.
I see. Where are you heading?
I need to get to Atlanta.
Atlanta? You might as well say you want to go to Kazakhstan. I mean, that's... What do you got waiting for you in Atlanta? It may not even be there when you get there.
It better be for all our sakes.
What do you mean?
It's not what's waiting for me. It's what we can do about this virus.
What you can do about this virus is hunker down, protect what you have. I mean, we found that the larger cities are way too dangerous to scavenge, but we have a team now going to smaller communities where maybe we could scavenge some stuff there. Winter
That's
is
as
coming.
may be, but I need to get to the CDC headquarters in Atlanta.
Winter is coming. We're going to be hankering down with anything that we could scrounge. Maybe these walkers can't. Will move even slower when the temperatures are below zero.
You see
That's
one of
an
the
astute
girls
observation.
kind of looks up. Oh, we're going down to check out house by the lake. Maybe there'll be a car there for you.
I'd hate to have to use something so loud, but that might be a good idea.
We've seen armored RVs going through, top speed, spiked windows. Seems like a good way to travel.
It's also a good way to bring down a horde of hundreds of walkers. In my experience, I was the only survivor. So, not seeing anybody, not any walkers coming into the clearing yet, I kind of nod at Zev and say, if you want to keep talking, I'm going to go collect my things. But let's keep it low, shall we? And I look at who is it? What's her name? Maddie? Is that
Madeline.
Yeah,
Maddie.
Madeline. Yes. I don't know their names yet, so I look at her and I'm like, when I say let's keep it quiet, shall we? I pointedly look at her.
Yeah. I'll help you tear it down, but that's a pretty smart system you have there with the cans as an alarm.
Well, I've had to do something to survive out here on my own.
At that point, I'm going to take your hand. It's good to meet someone. It's alive out here.
Are you dressed as a priest?
Yeah, still dressed like this. So I'm going to say. Yeah, so I'm going to say I'm a father. Well, I guess it's just, I don't know. It's Jonah. I'm Jonah. And I'll take your hand and shake it.
Well, Father Jonah, Dr. Wesley.
Doctor, it's a pleasure.
Doctor, could you take a look at Henry when you have a second? I just want to make sure everything's fine. He's...
What? I thought I heard my name.
Shh. Okay, I swear to God, if he keeps shouting out like that, you're going to take his tongue, not just his ear.
Oh, doctor, please don't rate my handiwork. I'm a man of God, not a surgeon.
Actually, let me double check. I don't even know if I'm that kind of doctor.
I'm definitely not.
Yes, you do have some medical training,
but maybe not as. I'm more of the theoretical medicine, I think, area than the actual medicine. But I still do have some medical training. Yeah.
Look, if you're a doctor, and I don't know that, I'm going to say if you're a doctor, maybe. Before you head out, we keep you safe for a few days. Maybe you could check us out, make sure that that we're good. I mean, rebuilding society, we're going to need doctors and everything else as well. Might be good if you can check out the members of our haven before you move on.
Yeah, you can see the young person who has the shotgun has a bandage over his ear. And ramp.
I have a assault rifle, not a shotgun.
Oh, sorry, assault rifle. Assault rifle. Yes.
The priest has a shotgun.
He's about 22, and he's got a weapon. But he's got a bandage covering his left ear.
I can certainly look at the young man. What's your name, sir?
It's
got bit.
It's Henry.
Henry.
He got bit by one of those things. They took his ear off.
We best make sure that it doesn't get infected. Don't want to lose him to a fever or something like that.
Well, it's already been like 2 days ago. So
how are you
feeling?
We
do have a nurse. We do have like a nurse in our group, but they don't know as much as an actual doctor does, of course.
Well, if you are doing all right, then you may be okay, but again, I'll take a look once we get to a safer place. And as we're talking, I assume we all kind of moved over to my camp, and I'm slowly like undoing the wire, but keeping it taut and resting it down in the grass so that all the cans hit the grass easily. And then I, undo all the cans and the wire and the stakes, wrap those all up together, making sure not to make noise, wrapping that all up into the tent into a big bundle, and just kind of, it's going to put me over my weight limit, but
that's fine.
Watching him intently as he does that, because he's very clever with it. I like it. So
no, you're not.
Him intently as he wraps that.
I'm going to be assisting him, and then I'm going to point to Henry and Father Mulcahy and like kind of, watch around, like keep look. As soon as I see you kind of staring intently there without being on guard, you're going to get a signal from me.
All right.
So, and while we're doing that, I'll say to what's clearly the leader of this small group.
Yeah.
I will. The one who's actually working with me. I will say, I do have some basic medical equipment. Maybe it's more than you have at your camp, maybe not, but I can certainly take a look at your man Henry when we get a chance. Where were you going? The young one mentioned something about a lake house.
Yeah, we're heading to this Buffalo's Drift Lodge. Sorry.
No.
Oh, sorry.
You're not. That's that's where no, you're heading down to the lake area.
Oh, sorry.
Buffalo's Drift Lodge is where it's somewhere in this area, in this square,
Yes.
where the family that Doris has been talking to on the radio is.
Okay.
It's somewhere in there, but you don't know where.
We're going down to a lodge by the lake. I mean, probably several of them. We have some fishing gear. Going to see if that might be a good place to fish, good source of food.
And you have a safe camp nearby, you said?
North of here.
We have a good place to stay.
We're gonna
Keeps us safe.
reinforce it for the winter. We're gonna make sure that we have enough supplies to see what happens next spring. I mean, the government's got to be doing stuff, right?
At that, I chuckle. Like, well, we tried.
What do you mean we've tried?
I actually, that I pull out from my pocket my White House access badge and just hand it to Zev. And you can see, Dr. Ryan Wesley, White House official,
we were at a crash site of a U.S. government helicopter. I think it could have been the president's helicopter.
Where was that?
The rifle.
That was in Roanoke. That's when we went there.
North or south?
South.
North.
North.
Roanoke. On I-81, or just off of I-81.
Well, at least I've been going the right direction. Mostly. That may have been my chopper.
Oh, so you mean the president wasn't on that chopper?
Was there a Hummer nearby? Many dead Marines?
There were many dead Marines, yes. There was the Hummer.
You didn't happen to find a picture in one of their pockets, did you? A woman? Young girl?
You did. You found a picture in a pilot's hand.
Looked like it was the Captain John or Robert Bobby.
Yeah, that was mine.
Sorry for the loss of your men.
Well, they weren't my men, but they were doing what they could to keep me alive, and now I've failed them thus far.
You're alive.
You're still alive, says Madeline.
But why are you so... Why do they have to keep you alive?
Said I have to get to the CDC. There's a doctor there. I'm sure she's secure.
You could actually stop this?
That's the hope. It's just a virus.
Dependent on you?
Yeah.
Well, me and another, yeah.
Aren't viruses the one thing that are hard to eradicate?
Which is why I need to get to the CDC.
Isn't that something that you can only get immune to, but not fully destroy?
Well, not necessarily. It's possible we might be able to add something to fight the effects of the virus to prevent people from reanimating.
And this CDC area, it's a safe area? People can go there and be safe?
It would have to be. That's our only hope.
The CDC building has vaults, smallpox samples, and various other Ebola virus samples. So probably fairly safe.
Yeah, it's very secure. It's also, if I recall correctly, I've not been there for some years, but I believe it's on the outskirts of Atlanta. It's not downtown.
No, it's not downtown.
So if we get you to where you need to be, then we could stay with the military. We could stay protected. Surely there's room for civilians there. I mean, if you're so important, then maybe I speak to Doris. Maybe we don't hunker down for the winter. Maybe we all head out. We build one of those moving mobile tank mobile home things that I've seen, and we get you to Atlanta. And then you can make sure that we stay safe.
Listen, I don't want to make promises, and I'm not one to lie. So I can't guarantee that there would be any benefit to you supporting me, other than the possibility of us finding some way to end this. But it should be a secure location. And with my word, if I might be able to sway any military presence on site to... How many of you are there? Is this it? Well, you mentioned it, Doris.
Yeah, there's more of us back at the Haven.
How many?
About a dozen and a half. So about...
It's a large group.
Right.
But, again, if we somehow manage to survive and get there, I would do my best to support you. As you said, though, I'm only one man, and my specialty lies outside of survival, as it were.
Well, you did manage to survive on your own for a few weeks at least.
I've been lucky.
Sometimes
Atlanta's a pretty long way to go.
Yes.
About 350 miles from Roanoke.
Hours by car, less by helicopter, which unfortunately I thought Boeing was better than that.
I don't know if an airplane would be better because some of them here, we rescued them from a plane crash.
No, it's a Chinook helicopter, Boeing. I'm trying to make a joke that also ties into actual modern day.
Yeah, it's a Boeing joke. I totally got it, Brian. Don't worry, mate. I caught it, bro. I caught it.
Well, let's see about how we can get you on your way then. And before you leave, at least you'll come back to our haven. And
I could use with some time where I'm not constantly looking over my shoulder.
We could provide safety.
Yeah, I think that time is...
And you could also provide consulting on setting up external alarm systems. That might be good. Do you think like rope that had like a little bell inside our little haven to ring if somebody comes across might be something that would, we don't want to make too much noise outside our haven to attract more of them, but I like what you did. I think there's some improvements.
I think you'd be lucky to find that many small bells, depending upon how large your encampment is. But tin cans are everywhere. Fishing wire is pretty common around this reservoir. It's where I found some of the houses around here. Is where I found this equipment. I didn't come off the helicopter with tin cans and wire.
Yeah. All right, let's proceed. Let's go to the lake house, see what we can find.
You gather your equipment and continue on down the hill through the forest. And you can, after a short period of time, you can see the lake itself, and just up from the lake, a lake house. You look left and there's a few more, bit further, a bit closer to the Roanoke side. And you can see every now and again there's a few lake houses scattered on there. But this one, you can see the boathouse from it. You can see there's an integral garage. It's a single floor structure right on the edge. In fact, part of it is hanging over the water itself.
Do I notice radio antennas on top? I'm looking for one with radio antennas too.
Make
Like
a scout roll, please. Make a scout roll.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see that this one does have a shortwave radio antenna on the ceiling, on the roof rather, as well as a weather testing sensor.
And how long has it been since Doris had contact with her friend through the shortwave?
That was the night before, the previous night, but that was north of you, not south of you. So this is away from them. They're further up into the mountains.
I see. Okay.
But there is definitely some sort of shortwave radio antenna on the roof.
We need.
You can see from where you are. There is a closed garage door that is part of the property. You can see as you look down past that garage door, you can see the hot tub on the deck. You can see the small jetty dock type thing. You can see a small orange boat, no engine on it, that's tied very loosely to the side. And you can also see on the far side of that jetty, there is a boathouse, which you cannot see inside it. This looks like it's a large wraparound deck going around one side and the front of the building. And you can see there's from where you're positioned, you can see there is a set of double doors just past the hot tub, which look like the entrance to the house on the side of the building.
Any indications of defenses?
Defensible.
You can see there's a couple of windows on the back. They, from where you are, look like they're just closed and
Not boarded.
drawn, not boarded up or anything like that. The front double doors look like they're closed. Don't look damaged, but you can't tell at this distance from whether they're actually locked or anything. But there's no apparent people walking around the deck or the side entrance of this property.
So I step up next to Zev and I say, the few cabins and the gas station that I looted on my way south from the crash site have been empty, barring a few walkers. This looks to be much the same, but we should be careful.
You know this area better than I, so. But
No.
it doesn't look like there's
Actually,
been much
Henry.
activity here.
I think I would know the area the best.
Henry,
Okay. Yeah.
yes, you as a resident of Roanoke before the shit
And a delivery
hit the
man.
storm, and a delivery
Yes.
man, you
Especially
didn't do delivery to this property, but you have done some pizza deliveries to some of the lake houses. A lot of these properties are holiday homes that rich people or posh people go to enjoy weekends by the lake. Pre-collapse, there was a lot of fishing, a lot of boating. Speedboating was one of the things here. You also know you think from where you are on the far side of the lake, somewhere up there is a ranger station where there was a helicopter that was part of the emergency rescue for the lake and the mountains around this area. The roadways into here are quite good, and there's lots of nice cars in the summertime when you used to come up here.
Do you relate any of that to us, Scoon?
Well, you did tell us that you needed to get to far away from here. You need a helicopter or something. So I would say to you, Doc, are you able to fly a helicopter or something?
I am, actually. Do you know where one is?
There might still be one at the ranger station, a little bit up north.
Ranger station might also have weapons.
But it is on the far side of the lake. So you'd either have to circumvent around either north or south or cross the lake.
Boat would be faster.
Walkers aren't going to swim to us, so I don't mind making noise in a motorboat.
The safest way, would be crossing the lake, but I don't think with time it doesn't really matter going around or across, but across would be safest.
It would at least be beneficial for us, even if I stay with you for some time, it would be beneficial for us to know if that helicopter is there.
True.
And available.
And we might get some other supplies from the ranger station that we could use.
I was looking forward to fishing.
I mean, you can fish from a boat. I've never been in a boat. That'd be pretty cool.
Find a grenade, you can fish with that.
Oh, yeah, that'll bring all the walkers to the shore.
We'll be fed for days, you know what I mean?
If you put a hand grenade in the lake, then would that make it a milkshake that brings all the walkers to the yard?
Seafood buffet. Okay, well, you don't know roughly where the ranger station is from here, but getting to the water side would give you a chance to have a look.
Also, if these are vacation homes, there's particularly if this home is used as like a fishing retreat, it's possible they may have some atlases inside that would include information about where the ranger station is.
Or we might
also,
even
if
have
they're
that
holiday homes, it might be likely to be stocked up with a summer's worth of canned foods.
Depends on when they were last inhabited, because it's September now, correct? Is it still September, Strain?
It's September 26th. Basically, martial law was declared 29th of August. So
August.
Yeah, so the martial law was August, and then the Sunset Protocol was engaged on the day you flew down, or the other night you flew down. So it's been about 2 weeks.
August would have been prime time for people to be at their lake house.
Yeah.
So we're not seeing any signs of activity around this place, though.
Not from the looks you've had. Yeah, there's no activity you can see.
So if this is a vacation home, it's possible they might still be here. They may have already fallen to the virus. We need to be careful.
At that, Lilybeth is going to pull the pistol out of her bag.
Yeah.
What?
Like, as the best she can, because obviously she doesn't know fully how to properly use it. But like, pretend to like just look it over and cock it, like they do, and just check it. No
She's thinking back to the movies that she watched before the fall.
Yeah, just looking at it, just doing this on the top, and just like, yeah, and then just like, we can do it.
I look at Lilibeth and I'm like,
Lilibeth, safety's still on.
I look at
That's
Beth
good.
like, where in the Lord's name did you get that?
You gave
so
me.
I walk over to her very solemnly and I ask, may I look at that for a moment? I'll give it right back.
Yeah, let him look, because. Yeah.
So I take the pistol and being trained, I'll, try the action a couple of times. I'll pop out the clip, look at how many bullets are still in the clip. I'll put the clip back in, turn the safety off and hand it to you.
It doesn't look like it's been fired in a while.
I point at the safety and I'm like, this needs to be off before you shoot. If you're in your camp or if you're safe, turn it on. And I show her how. If you're out here,
Madeline
and I click it
starts
off.
looking over as well.
Is it the same caliber as the pistol I have?
Yeah, it's a 9mm.
9mm?
Yeah,
Right.
I believe we gave it to her from what we found from the military crash.
We did,
And
yes, I believe so, yes.
I tell her, I'm like, I only have one bullet left in mine, but you should use this to protect yourself and your friend. But only if there's no other option.
Do we have
No,
extra clips?
Noise brings more.
Ammo in this game is not an issue. Basically, you can fire and fire and fire until you get a mess up. And then that could be that you've run out of ammunition.
Yeah, well, if he said he only has one clip, I would just grab one of our clips and give it to him.
Yep, that's fine. You give him some ammo.
Here, Doc.
Oh. Thank you.
Even though
Have
you
I
rather
run into anybody else, or are
knife
these the first people I've seen since the helicopter came down?
These are the first live people you've seen since the helicopter came down. You've had several run-ins with walkers.
Right. Be specific.
Yeah.
I don't have any emotional attachment to people, so walkers are not people to me anymore. So, it's fine. They're just.
But I would advise you, Doc, try not to use your gun against the walkers because it will only attract more.
I'm well aware, son. Thank you, though.
Yeah. I discovered that, but it cost me an ear, as you can see.
So,
well, you're lucky you haven't sickened from that wound. But again, if we check the inside and it's clear, I'll take a look at it.
So, look, the boat there, obviously it doesn't have a motor. There's a boathouse. There may be motors in there. It makes sense that they wouldn't be on the boat now, but I mean, there's still a shortwave radio there. We could definitely use one. It looks like that antenna
there might be a dinghy that we can just row.
More powerful than ours.
Something so loud as a motor.
We could do that too, but it might take a while. But we need that shortwave radio just for parts for the antenna. Let's look around and see if there's
you lightly on the back, not to make noise, but I just clap you lightly on the back and say, "Cardio's good for everyone."
Let's Thank you. I guess this game is alluding to real life a lot more than our previous games too, but okay.
No, it's a Zombieland joke. Cardio.
And I'll
rule
say,
number one.
Guys,
Cardio.
let's look around for pots, planters, stuff like that might have spare keys to this place. Okay. And so, the closest trees, the closest pots, looking under, inside, I'm going to try to find keys to this place.
Or a rock that literally has pet rock engraved
exactly, into it. Yeah. A rock that's a little bit of different shade of gray than all the other rocks native to this mill area.
Okay. So you are cautiously heading down to the lake house, yes?
Yes.
Okay. You move your way down carefully and quietly. You can see the deck. You can see the garage looks closed. You can see the hot tub on the deck. You can see double doors. A few steps climbing onto the deck. Who's going first, by the way?
It'll be me, but I think I will be watching out for. I'm just gonna, carefully see if the deck makes noise. If it's,
Funny
there
you
any
say that.
other strings? Oh, okay.
You step first up the stairs onto the deck. The deck itself creaks. And you kind of just stop and listen. You can see, looking to your left, there's a square, I don't know, just about 8 foot by 8 foot hot tub. Wooden surround, water still in it.
Uncovered.
Uncovered. There's some bugs remains on it. There's a ball and a partially inflated dinosaur. You can see the doors ahead of you. Wooden construction, walnuts, good quality. Glass center pieces. And looking through, you can see there's a nice rug in front of the door. There's a pot plant on a stand to the left. The plant that's in it is wilting a bit as if it hadn't been watered in a while. You can see a door going straight ahead. Again, solid wood. And as you look through the window, you can see a door to the right as well, which looks like it will be going into what possibly is the garage entrance. The rest of you climb just to the bottom of the steps on the decking. You can see as you look left towards the lake, the decking goes and wraps around the front of the building. As you're kind of stood there, looking left and looking right, being alert, you can just see Maddie kind of just looking down the deck. We go this way or that way. She points towards Z in the door.
I'm gonna hold her off to wait until I have a key. I'm not having them come this way because we may want to go around if there's no key to the front door.
They're at the bottom of the steps on the deck. Okay, so you're looking around. You can't see any rocks, and as you look through the glass door, you can see there is a key on the inside in the lock itself.
Okay. Oh. I'm gonna move back quietly and say, "There may be somebody home here."
Did you try the door? Says Maddie.
No, I didn't. I'll go up and try the door.
Pull down on the handle. Yes. You hear the click of the stopper open. And you can see that pull the door open. Just a fraction. And it wasn't locked.
Is there any blood on the floor in front of the door?
As you look on the ground, there's a rug there, but there's no blood on the floor. Just looks like it was closed and not locked.
I'll step in and I'll motion the others to come quietly.
Follow.
All kind of bunched up trying to get in.
And I'll just say...
You can see there's a door to the right to the garage, and there's a door that leads deeper into the house ahead of you.
I'm
The
going to
door
open...
ahead of you and the garage door are solid wood, no glass.
I'm opening the door to the garage. I'm going to instruct whoever comes in last to lock the door behind us with the key. And I'm opening up first to go to the garage.
Okay. Who is going to be last in and have responsibility for locking the door?
I will be last in.
Okay. So you...
Right now I'm keeping an eye on like the front, the walk up to the front of the place.
Looks fairly quiet. And you all hear see you go towards the garage door. You hear the main door lock. You kind of reach forward and open the garage door. A light flicks on inside the garage, and you see a blue Porsche sports car, two-seater, top down. You can see a couple of bins, a small bench with various implements for looking after the garden area, some basic tools, a brush, a snow shovel. But you see this really nice Porsche there.
My first thought is, of course, the teenagers. So near the door, I'm going to look to see if there's a hook that hangs the car keys, and I'm going to secure those just so they don't fall into, sticky hands.
That's why you're the leader, Seb. That's why you're the leader.
Yeah, I apparently am more concerned about the teenagers than the Walking Dead in this, game. But...
me too, mate. Me too. You did a good job.
Coming in last, am I able to see that the light flicked on in the garage when he opened the door?
Yes, you do.
So I'm like, how is there power?
Maybe this place has
notice
a generator. Do we have the noise?
Yeah, I was going to say, no noise of generator was mentioned. Did we see solar panels on the roof, maybe?
Would I know that most of these houses have solar panels because they are holiday cabins?
Yes, you didn't notice the solar panels, but you weren't exactly looking for them. But yes,
Sure.
you know that a lot of the more exclusive properties down here have solar backup because they are primarily holiday homes. A lot of them are connected to what was the grid.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because you get energy, but then you can actually sell that power back to the
back to the grid, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, if you could harvest those solar panels for your camp, you could have power generation.
We have solar panels at our haven, but something happened with them, and now we don't have any power. We haven't really checked yet.
No, you did get them fixed after the supply drop. You did get the inverters. The only thing that was brought back.
Yeah, we got the one thing that we needed.
See, even dropped the scooter.
Yeah, but remember, winter we won't have as much sunlight that's going to be good for heating. We get the extra batteries from this place; they'll be heavy, but batteries are going to be worth their weight in gold. Extra panels. There's
charge them up. Yeah,
this thing is a veritable haven for us in terms of equipment that we can get off of here. But we have other important things. A helicopter is important. The weapons are important.
Let's focus on clearing this house first.
Yeah. See, as you reach your hand to the hook, there's no Porsche key there. There's no Porsche key there.
And none in the ignition either, correct?
Are you going to go and have a look?
Yeah, I'll go down and have a look for sure. I mean, once we're all here, there's light. It looks good.
Okay. No, there's no Porsche key in the ignition.
All right.
So
So I guess
And as
I guess
you,
letting
Elizabeth,
the air out of the
and
tires is the last resort.
maybe Henry is a fan. You kind of imagine it. Cool car. That's a sweet Porsche.
Yeah, it doesn't do us
this
a lot of
thing-
good.
Oh,
Useless indulgence now.
I'll just like try and be acting cool in front of Madeline and like just jump over the car door into the seat.
Yeah, because the roof's off. Yeah.
I do it.
And just you know, like just hands on the wheel, hands on the dashboard, and just like, oh yeah, so comfy. This is this is
Can I ask a
amazing.
question?
I checked the
Yeah,
glove
yeah.
box.
She just jumped into the car without
The
a
roof.
key and without any kind of key fob.
It was a
The roof is open. The
Okay,
roof is
there's
down.
I know. But
Yep.
that jostling of the car, did that set off the alarm?
Oh, yeah.
No,
He didn't.
Brian,
Good.
you are invited to this.
You are
game,
still trying to
not-
get us killed. I get
Oh, yeah, it's
it.
like a dead air.
Because Dr. Wesley would have been like, no.
Side of you are.
And Elizabeth, you're sat in the tan leather seats of this car, and it's kind of like, oh yes,
Stroking them.
just imagine it. And Henry, yeah, you like your cars, don't you? Better than your pizza car. Hey, you see, Madeline, do you think we can get it going? We've got to take these batteries back. We could drive down to the highway and then go around. We can't take this one up through the forest, but we could go the long way around to the car park.
So
Doris
have
would
they
be happy.
traveled? Have they traveled along the highway?
No, they didn't. They came cross country.
It's best not to chance it, because when my helicopter came down, the roads were all congested, and this is not the vehicle that is going to be able to get through that kind of congestion or go off road.
Hey, you see, Madeline turns to you over. Didn't your old man? Didn't he used to? He said something about he was a car mechanic.
yeah, Jacob deals with this sort of stuff.
We can't find the keys, so no one else can take it. Of course.
They'll be. I'm sure they'll be around somewhere.
She smiles. Kind of leans over to you.
Probably in Walker's pocket.
Let's secure the rest of this house. See if there's anything useful, and if we take a boat to the other side of the lake.
You can see there is another doorway off this garage.
Okay.
To the part that hangs over the lake.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'd be
Probably
going into the
looking at it, probably utility room or something.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that the other side of it will be inside the house itself.
So may as well
So-
check out the battery backups and everything that they have here, see what's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you mentioned that so the garage are there any kind of tools in here?
Gardening and winter.
There's some basic gardening tools. It's not a vehicle workshop.
No, I'm more looking
there's-
for something that would be usable potentially to pop a lock if need be, because I do have a pretty decent technology.
Yeah,
If I-
there'll be something. Yeah, there'll be a screwdriver or something like that. You could
Screwdriver,
use to-
pliers,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some
Maybe even
basic
a
tools
phonics
like that.
controller.
Okay.
And actually,
So
check.
I'll actually check
room.
the door back there.
Yeah, it just leads. It opens up to a small, 10 foot by 4 foot utility room, and all there's in there is a washing machine and a dryer.
Oh, no battery banks for the solar.
No
or
battery
anything?
banks for the solar. And the only
Force
other way
habit.
out of here is the main door to the external. And
Force
that's
of
down.
habit. Is there anything in the washer or dryer?
Ah, maybe you'll find that lost sock.
As
Yeah,
you
so we're resting for a week.
open the dryer, there's a smell of
20 feet.
pungent clothing that's been left in the washing machine too
Not
long.
thoroughly dried. Yeah.
You know, it's mainly dried, but it's there's a damp, moist.
There was
smell
still
to
enough
it.
to mold. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, God.
and yes, quite unpleasant.
Yeah, it is.
So I'll carefully, not slamming it like I do at home, I will carefully close the dryer door.
Okay, carefully close the dryer door.
We only have. So you said there's either the garage door or there's a door into the main house. So we still have to stay kind of clumped up as we do this. Probably not the best if we do so. But I'm not the leader.
I mentioned I was heading towards, after we check that, heading towards clearing the rest of the house quietly. Although I suspect if there's an owner in the house, they already know somebody's here.
We don't know if that owner is a live owner or a walking dead owner.
Oh, I think we would see signs of Walking Dead in this house. And again, I mean, there was one boat on the side. Doesn't mean there wasn't another boat with a motor that the person is already out or could be fishing himself.
That is indeed true.
But the dryer, clothes left in the dryer like that would indicate that this house is abandoned. I mean, the smell of downy and rot is a sign that nobody's around.
I need to write that down. The smell of downy and rot.
You head back into the lobby area, and Z, you put your hand on the doorway leading deeper into the lake house. You kind of turn it. The door opens, and you're in like a long corridor, quite wide, and you can see towards the end there's an open plan kitchen area. There is cupboards. The tops are, it looks like marble or stone of some description. And as you look slightly ahead to your left, there is, looks like a stone scented wall. And you can see going left, it opens into an open plan kitchen and dining room area. You can see that the cupboard doors are mostly open. There's bits of rubbish on the floor. Boxes of stale food. Trash can that's just knocked over. With a bit of crap on the floor. You can see there's an island sink. And as you look to the left, large, you know, for the whole, virtually half the length of the kitchen area, there's 3 or 4 steps down. And you've got this wonderful hardwood flooring. You can see a solid walnut table resting on a long rug. And you can see as you look to the left, past the dining table, you can see a set of double French doors that are closed that lead out onto the deck at the front of the house. And you can see there's such a view of the lake. The water looks so clear and fresh. And you can see as you look through from where you are, the deck is quite large. It's, 15 feet deep from the doors down to the front. There's a couple of steps down, and there's an extended section that leads further out into the water. And you can see on top of them, there's a pole with a set of binoculars attached to them. But looking out and viewing across the lake.
We might be able to use those to see if the helicopter and the ranger station is still intact. Might save us a lot of cardio.
To your right and ahead of you, there is a door as well. Single door going from this kitchen dining area.
Is this a two-story house?
It's a single-story house.
Single story. All right.
Single story.
Yeah,
There's a smell of... The place hasn't been cleaned in a while. And as you kind of step forward slightly and looking at the kitchen ahead of you, you can see the countertops are marble. You can see above the dining table is a huge crystal chandelier. Absolutely pristine in condition. Just hanging there with just some dust on it, as if it hasn't been cleaned for a while. You can see one other door going off the room. There's two doors going off. There's one to your right, and there's one down by the dining table chairs.
Yeah, I think more immediate, the room to the right, and I'll send Henry off, probably with Father Mulcahy, down to the one by the dining room. I expect it to be maybe a utility closet or storage or something. I'm not sure, but I'll check
Does
one.
this
I'll check the other.
Does this kitchen have a pizza oven?
It's probably on the deck, and it's probably wood.
It has a huge 8-burner range stove.
Oh, wow.
Gas?
Electric or gas?
Gas,
Nice.
it looks like.
How old school?
Double ovens. And you can see there is a quite expensive microwave.
So I say to Zev, if they have solar, but they have a gas range, I would bet they probably have a gas reservoir on site.
Yeah, I mean, likely too big for us to do much with at this point, but
Probably
we can-
empty also.
LPG, right? Like liquid.
This
We can transfer it to other containers potentially if they have that sort of potential.
this place is fancy as fuck. Why don't we just move here?
because it's unprotected. Because it's open to everything.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
noise.
I
know
Because noise travels across a lake.
Yeah, but there's still a lake in between.
Yeah, but the entrance is on the same level.
And
We already
glass.
discovered that those walkers don't do stairs.
And it's beautiful, but look at all the glass around us, Lilibeth.
I mean, you
Hard
can do
to
stuff
take.
like that. I mean, we've got to put fortify and do up the other place. I mean, might as well do that here. I mean, look at
Yeah,
it.
but it's still too
Look at it.
small. It's too small.
It's
You
a
don't want
wonderful,
to.
beautiful place.
You have no space for privacy here. Come on, the other place is so much
like
bigger.
I said, it's not as easily protected as the one we have now.
Potato.
Well, as you consider
Yeah.
this, you can see that down in the dining room area, there is another door going. Yeah.
Going, yeah.
Yeah. But we'll go first to Z, you're looking at the door to your right. You kind of...
Well, if he sends Jonah and Henry to check the other door, I'll stand by his side, believing that people should have backup.
Okay. And which group is Lilibeth going with?
I'm just marveling at the state of this place.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
thought she was.
Like this is. That's why I said what I said. They've like split up, gone to their rooms, and I'm just stood in the middle of the dining room. Going, look, this place is fancy as fuck.
Feeling the marble countertops.
I thought you'd still be in the Porsche, you know, like just.
It is marble, and it is beautiful. You see, open the door, and you can see it opens into a hallway. There's a door straight ahead of you. And there's a hallway going down. You can see a doorway at the end and 2 doorways off to your right-hand side.
I'll look back at
There's
the
3
doctor.
doors on the right, and straight on there's a doorway at the end.
I'll look over at Dr. Ryan and say, bedrooms and bathrooms, let's clear them quick.
Yep.
And I'll start to go through quietly, opening each one, making sure they're clear.
First
I'm
one
gonna
you
make sure
you
that
go
I
through.
have my crowbar handy.
Okay,
not
yeah.
the gun.
yeah. The first one you open is straight across from the doorway that you entered. And you can see a shower, a toilet, and this rather large vanity unit, single sink. Again, nice, decent materials in the construction.
Door shower or shower curtain?
Oh, it's a doored shower. Yeah, 90 by 90 square
visible,
shower.
frosted maybe,
Oh, glass is visible.
so I can see that if there is anything in the tub or shower. Yeah, okay,
Nothing in the tub.
gotcha.
That's all. You kind of move on to the next door on your right and open it carefully and quietly, listening as you do. Going to have Z and Dr. Wesley, please roll a scout roll for me, please.
Can I just assist C?
Now you're going to roll
you
now.
Make it. You make it. I'm too late. Already done.
All right.
Okay. As you open the second door, you can see a double bed, 2 of the windows going out to the back of the property, a small round table, a chair, wardrobe, dressing table. Looks neat and tidy, as if it hadn't been slept in a while. You'd have to say, looking at the not drab state of it, but it is definitely a guest room.
Okay.
And as we leave you looking at the second doorway, we'll switch back to Henry and Jonah. You head down towards the dining table in the main open plan room. You can see the double doors ahead of you, and to your left, there's a door leading into another room. That door's open. You can see it's a corner room. There's an L-shaped yellow leather couch, and another 3-seater couch in there. There's a small table, a rug, and the stone backing you saw as you came in is a fantastic corner fireplace, beautifully constructed. And as you look straight ahead, there's some windows to your right, and there's another set of double doors on the corner pointing towards the dock area. There's a photograph, neat and tidy, on the desk. Oh, sorry, on the table. You listen and move in, and you see You see this picture
Oh,
on the desk.
what a beautiful couple.
At the bottom, just printed on it, Mr. David and Mrs. Michelle Anderson, 14th of July, 2009.
What a beautiful couple. May God have blessed this marriage.
Scoon, can you make for me what's it gonna be? I guess it will just be let's have it as a wits roll, just a basic wits roll. So the attribute, so click the attribute wits. You recognize the face of the gentleman in the picture, but you cannot picture his name. You know his name is there, but you can't associate where you know him from. The name is printed on the picture, but it doesn't ring any bells with you, but you know this individual. You've seen him before.
Any of you ever have the feeling that you know the guy, but the name doesn't fit?
I know the feeling that you're talking about. I don't recognise the couple. You do. You recognise someone in the picture.
I recognize the dude.
Well, perhaps if this is their holiday home, perhaps maybe you've delivered pizza to them here.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't recognize the name.
No?
I recognize the face, but I don't think I know any David.
Perhaps a brother.
Do I know any twins?
Nope.
There's a good, interesting question.
Yeah,
I've been bit by somebody that looks like that lately.
As you contemplate the horror of this family picture, and where are they? Elizabeth, you're kind of marveling in the dining room area and the kitchen area, and you kind of look, and Maddie's there, but no one else is around you. You know, this stranger went off one way, and Jonah and Henry went down and off that way, and you can see the huge double doors leading out onto the deck, and you can see those pair of binoculars on the pole outside.
Is there windows? Like, we can see straight out onto the deck, can't we?
You see straight on the deck. It's a big, huge double French doors. They are probably 30 feet across. Huge double French doors.
I think if I would have, like, if there was a knife block or anything, I probably would like just taken the biggest knife there is, because you can never have too many knives, obviously.
Yeah, okay. We'll say there's a knife there.
Just take, like, because I'm literally just wandering around, and like you can see basically just like, oh, a knife block, and just yoink it out and just carry on walking.
Child's casually collecting deadly weapons.
Yeah, just but it's just so nonchalant about it. Just grab it and carry on walking. Looking around. I think I'd see the doors, stop, look out.
You see Maddie is looking. Kind of reaches out and opens the door. We should check it out, shouldn't we? And she slides.
I'll bring the knife up. Like, why not? And then
slides the door open, and you can see this large deck in front of you, and you can fresh the air coming off the lake, that water and that smell of summer. And she kind of saunters out.
I will follow. Just have a quick glance behind me. But yeah, I'll follow her out.
And the two of them, Jonah went through that door there, but that's they've gone that way. You're looking this way. This is so nice.
It is. I mean, imagine just like sitting out here in the quiet. I mean, I think we should this would be a great place.
She kind of goes over to the binoculars and starts looking through the binoculars and turning them left and right, looking around.
Can you see anything?
Yeah, do you think that's what they were talking about? She kind of moves and draws your head down to the binoculars. She's pointing it north. And you can see there is a building. It's quite a distance away on the other side of the lake. And you can see there's a US flag on a flagpole. You can see there's an over the water, a large deck, and there's this small helicopter on it. You can see building, and you can see lots of people just kind of stumbling around where the helicopter is.
Oh, I think it might be. Yes.
But you see this bright yellow helicopter there. It's not huge, it's not large, it's not as big as the one you saw on the highway.
I have binoculars.
Well, yeah, you had your binoculars, yes, you could have used them, but you're busy looking at yellow sofas at the moment.
I mean,
And
it
you can see
definitely looks like
yeah,
that's a lot
but
of
there's
buyers,
definitely a few dead walking around on it.
I mean, I don't know how they're not going to be able to get through all that.
You don't have to kill them all. It's easy. Look, we go to that end, we make a lot of noise, it draws them off, they can then skip on, finish anything off, get the helicopter. We'll be heroes. We can do that. I mean, we can't do it now because it's so far away. We'd have to get the boat. There's a boathouse out there.
Oh yeah, we get
Boathouse.
a boat with an engine, rev it. We're safe in the water, and they go through. Like they can row the other way, you know.
Yeah. I mean, they couldn't row. They couldn't row across anywhere. They're old.
I mean, there is like a few of them, so they'll just about make it. They've got no choice. They've got it. I mean, because we can do it. We can have the engine. But yeah, we'll have to see what boat we've got. Is from where we're standing, is there any other boats in view?
You can see the orange dinghy that's parked along the jetty, but the boathouse has a door, and you can't see inside it.
Okay.
Do we leave you just to contemplate the chaos that you're going to cause?
I don't know what you mean.
No.
You're right.
Back to Z and Ryan. You move along. Freaky camera there.
Yeah,
You
one
move
sec.
along. This stream may contain flashing lights and things of a terrible nature.
It would be the second that he walked away.
You get to the second door, and there is a door ahead of you. The door to your right, you carefully open. Again, it's another bedroom. A double bed, a desk, a rug. Similar sort of thing. Empty. And you step forward to the last door, which is ahead of you. Which, based on your judgment of the size of the house, this is probably the last section of the house itself. And based on the fact you haven't seen a master bedroom, you safely assume that It's the master bedroom you're approaching now. You open the door. Carefully step your head through the door. You see a slight smaller door to the right. And as you look left, you can see a desk and a stone wall that's like a centerpiece in this room. You can see on the desk, it's a bunch of keys.
Like
But you can see
on a ring, or like laid out methodically, like someone.
no, a key ring just discarded
Okay.
onto the desk.
Gotcha.
You can see a chair that is quite nice, a leather executive chair. You can see some papers in a briefcase that is open.
Doctor,
You
they,
can see some pens.
do the pens have, like, are there words on the pens? Are they either monogrammed or labeled? Or
Yeah.
No, not at the moment. Not from where you are. You'd have to go in to have a look.
Okay. Doc, it looks like they may have left in a hurry. I mean, briefcase open
Without their
maybe.
keys.
Yeah, it's. I'll
To me, it
just
looked
kind
like
of
somebody came into this room and put everything down,
tilt my
and then
head.
left the room, possibly to grab a sandwich or something
Yeah.
like that.
You can see there is a walkway on either side of this center stone piece. And if this is a master bedroom, there's wardrobes on your left. Maybe the other side, which is the water side of the room, the bed's probably there.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Okay,
Now.
yeah. I'll head in more then carefully because
Yes.
it's not 100% cleared yet here, but
Right.
As you get to the desk, you can look behind you, and there is a door leading to another room. So there's two doors
okay.
behind you, and it looks like a set of French doors the other side of this stone wall.
It's a master's suite, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to look at the papers very quickly just to get a sense. Lawyer, doctor, accountant.
You kind of just stop and look down on the papers, and they seem to be. There's a logo on them. There's papers, and it looks like business stuff.
Yeah, okay.
The logo is 2 seconds.
Is it Enderon?
No.
Sorry.
Nothing. That's just, it said, is it Enderon?
No, it's my fucking thing's bugged up. It is Anderson International,
Ah. Okay. Real estate.
and the logo is a set of crossed. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll see if I see the logo, because it's kind of makes it all so much better.
It's not
Be found
like not like
No,
that.
you know, I like to have a face to the.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I got to find it now.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we
Sorry. Engine. Uh, Do you see that?
Of course. This place was so
Oh.
easy to get into.
Oh.
It has to
Oh,
be.
right, okay.
Nice.
God.
I think there's a basement here somewhere,
Full
like
security.
a vault in the lake or something. Or
Is
it's
That's a nice logo.
it's just ironic. Love it though.
there a very weirdly placed bookcase somewhere?
So yeah, you see this, and it looks like there's just a load of business papers.
Okay.
As Z is looking at that, can I have a scout roll for Dr. Wesley, please?
Sure. Probably not successful.
Oh, I've got hope for you.
Oh.
No, just twice as successful.
Yeah. As you're looking, as Z is looking at these documents, you're kind of looking down on the floor. And just past the stone wall, you see some shell casings. Spent shell casings. And there's sound.
So I nudge Z.
And as you nudge Z, you can see walking out or shuffling out just past the stone wall is a young gentleman in sports shorts. You can see his right arm has a series of scratches up on it. But what is quite disturbing is there's 4 or 5 bullet holes in his chest and abdomen, blood dried. His look of death, and his teeth and mouth just kind of opens it as and starts moving towards you. And that is where we'll stop for this session.
Awesome.
Wow.
At least he has the legs to wear shorts like that. That's
He has the legs to wear shorts, yes.
yeah, we see that.
And we'll pick this up next session for our second episode with our guest player. Thank you very much, everybody.